At first glance, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho seems like a simple fable. A shepherd boy named Santiago follows a recurring dream in search of treasure. But behind its straightforward narrative lies a profound blueprint for human transformation. It's a spiritual compass disguised as a novel, one that has resonated with millions across the world for a reason. In a world obsessed with logic, deadlines, and productivity, Coelho's poetic tale offers something radical: permission to dream, to trust, and to listen. It's a story not just about finding gold, but about uncovering your own soul. About realizing that the treasure you're searching for may not be out there, it might be within you, waiting to be remembered. This isn't just Santiago's journey, it's ours. We all feel that quiet tug in our hearts, a sense that life could be more, that we were meant for something else, something bigger, something truer. But few of us answer that call. Fear, comfort, doubt, and distraction drown it out. And that's why The Alchemist still matters today. Because more than ever, we need stories that remind us of who we really are. Let's explore the real meaning behind Santiago's journey and the life-changing messages this book offers to anyone searching for purpose. What is a personal legend? At the heart of The Alchemist is one of Coelho's most powerful ideas: the personal legend. It's not a fantasy or career goal. It's your soul's mission, the deep reason you were born. Your personal legend is that calling that doesn't go away. It's the thing you've always dreamed about but maybe convinced yourself was impossible or silly. It's the quiet voice that says, "This is what you're meant to do." It's that pull toward something meaningful, even if you can't fully explain it. As children, we know our personal legends instinctively. We dream fearlessly. We dance, create, explore. We say, "I want to be an astronaut," or a writer, or an explorer, without worrying about what's realistic. But as we grow up, the world teaches us to shrink. We're told to be practical, to play it safe, to choose paths that are known and secure, even if they leave us numb inside. Coelho writes, "Everyone, when they are young, knows what their personal legend is. At that point in their lives, everything is clear and everything is possible. They are not afraid to dream and to yearn for everything they would like to see happen to them in their lives." But here's the catch. Few people follow it, most settle. They let fear, failure, and conformity take over. And slowly that inner fire dies down to a faint whisper. The beauty of Santiago's story is that he listens. He believes. He dares to follow the thread of his dream across continents. And in doing so, he reminds us that our personal legend isn't just a nice idea, it's a sacred obligation. It's the reason you're alive. 2. Fear is the real enemy of greatness. Santiago's journey isn't smooth. It's filled with tests, trials, and moments of despair. And the greatest of all enemies he faces? It's not robbers, or distance, or lack of money. It's fear. Fear of failure, fear of change. Fear of leaving behind the familiar. Sound familiar? At the start, Santiago is afraid to leave his sheep. They're his livelihood, his identity, his comfort zone. Leaving them means embracing the unknown, and that's terrifying. But Coelho makes one thing clear. Fear is a sign that you're on the right path. Because when something really matters to you, when it touches your soul, you fear losing it. You fear not being good enough. But that fear, that's proof that you care. It's proof that you're close to something important. The fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, Coelho writes. Why? Because fear lives in the mind. It multiplies, distorts, paralyzes. But reality is rarely as bad as we imagine. Once Santiago takes that first step, he realizes he's stronger than he thought. This is true in life. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they never start. They're waiting for fear to disappear, and it never does. What you must do is walk with it, dance with it. Let it ride in the passenger seat, but never give it the wheel. Every hero's journey begins with fear. What separates the hero from everyone else is simple. They move anyway. The journey itself is the treasure. At the beginning of the story, Santiago thinks the treasure is a physical object, a chest of gold near the Egyptian pyramids. But as he travels, works, falls in love, loses everything, and finds mentors, he slowly realizes a deeper truth. The journey itself is the real treasure. Along the way, he learns humility working in a crystal shop. He discovers love in the desert with Fatima. He meets the alchemist, who helps him understand the soul of the world. These experiences shape him, refine him, transform him. By the time he reaches the pyramids only to discover the treasure is back where he started, he laughs. Because he understands, the gold was never the point. The point was who he became along the way. This is perhaps the most important lesson of the book. In our world, we chase goals relentlessly. More money, more followers, more success. But the alchemist whispers a different truth. If you're only focused on the destination, you miss the magic of the moment. You miss the lessons, the growth, the friendships, the heartbreaks that crack you open, the conversations that change you forever, all of it. The highs and lows are the real treasure. So yes, dream big, chase your legend, but don't rush. Don't measure your life only by outcomes. Because who you become on the journey, that's the real reward. 4. Follow the signs, trust the omens. One of the most mystical, yet deeply practical themes in The Alchemist is the idea of omens. These are signs from the universe, guiding Santiago along his path. To the modern mind, this might sound strange or superstitious. But Coelho isn't asking us to believe in fairy tales. He's asking us to listen, to be awake and alert to the world around us. Omens in the story show up in many forms: a dream, a coincidence, a sudden feeling, a stranger's words. Santiago learns to read these signs, not blindly, but intuitively. They're like breadcrumbs left by the universe, nudging him forward. This mirrors our own lives. How often have you felt a strange pull towards something? A person, a place, a project? How often do patterns repeat, or unexpected coincidences happen, or your gut tells you something your brain can't explain? That's the language of the world, Coelho says. It's real. But to hear it, you must be present. You must quiet the noise. You must be willing to trust your heart, even when logic disagrees. The world, he suggests, is not a cold, indifferent machine. It's alive, conscious, and it wants to help you, if you're willing to listen. 5. You already have what you seek. Perhaps the most beautiful twist in Santiago's story is that after all his travels, all his searching, all his struggle, the treasure he was looking for was back where he started. Buried near a tree at the very spot where he first had the dream. It's not a cruel joke, it's a revelation. Santiago needed the journey to realize what he already had. He needed to leave everything behind in order to truly see. And in doing so, he discovers that the treasure was never just gold. It was his faith, his wisdom, his courage, his heart. In life, we often think what we need is out there. A better job, a different city, a new relationship. And while change can be powerful, the alchemist reminds us, nothing outside you will complete you. It's not about escaping, it's about returning. Returning to your truth. What you seek is already within you. The path, the strength, the magic, it's all inside. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to remember who you really are. 6. The universe responds to courage. There's a line in the book that has become iconic. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. But this doesn't mean the universe is a genie granting wishes. It means when you fully commit, heart, soul, and action, the world starts to shift. Doors open, people appear. Synchronicities happen. Not because of magic, but because your energy changes. When you're clear about your personal legend, you become magnetic. You take risks. You align your choices. And slowly, reality bends to match your inner vision. But clarity without courage is useless. The universe doesn't respond to vague hopes. It responds to bold steps. You must show your commitment not just with words, but with movement. And even when things fall apart, even when it feels like you're losing, Coelho says, trust. Because often, what looks like destruction is actually redirection.